I'm standing on the shore of Lake McDonald in Glacier National Park. I've been here for, I think this is my 4th day. I always lose track of time. 2 nights ago I was here photographing in the spot and was able to catch some amazing images of the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights. Hi, I'm Tom Mitchell. I'm a professional nature and landscape photographer with over 30 years experience. I love everything outdoors, but especially photography and capturing the beauty that's all around us. So if you'd like to learn more about nature photography, click the subscribe button and follow me on all my adventures. Right now the birch trees are just really yellow and beautiful. That's the biggest reason I came here to the park to photograph. Let me show you this. You can kind of see them down here along the shore. There's one right there. Those over there are the ones that I really like. It's hard to get this shot. I did get that one with the tree hanging, bending over up the lake somewhat with these big peaks in the background. I mean, this is just one of the most glorious spots. One of the coolest things about this area is these colorful rocks. Look at that. This is very popular place to come photograph because these rocks along the shore are just so colorful. The Northern Lights, of course you can't plan for that. It was one of those things where I got up here to photograph the fall colors here in the park. And the night or so before I got here, the Northern Lights had really been good. And the projection was they were going to be really good again. So I got up here and I shot the sunset. I shot up the lake as the sun was going down and got some pretty good stuff. And then I went up to my car and got some food and drove up the road a little bit. And when I came back, the parking lot was filling up and somebody was standing right here in my spot. So I waded out into the water with my wading boots on, and the left one had a hole in the bottom of it, apparently, maybe from stepping on a rock or whatever, and my left foot got all wet, but it was all right. It was the most amazing thing to see those Northern Lights, and at one point they were exploding right over our head like a big umbrella of color. It was just, it was literally a spiritual experience. So I really like this perspective up the lake. This is the image I just got a few minutes ago, and I like it. It's pretty decent. It would be better if there were clouds, more than just that one little cloud back up in there. When you're photographing like this, pick your purpose. Slow down. So, a photographer that I know that I'm friends with told me, he said, your real only problem is you need to slow down. You need to take your time, find the spot and settle on it and work it. Look for the right spot. And it's true. I kind of get in a hurry. I don't have a lot of patience. But so slow down, take your time, and really pick a good composition. I like this one. I shot right here in July, I think it was. I came up here in the summer, and I shot in this area right here. And I like it. The trick is don't try to show the whole big, beautiful scene. That's what I do too often. Zero in on just what the image is about. For instance, the peaks in the background with the lake in the foreground. Also, when you're composing, make sure you compose with the peaks in the upper third. You want to keep them towards the top of the frame so that it helps show how tall they are and how they're towering over the scene. If you compose it to where they're just wide angle shot, they're way out there in the distance, they don't look that grand. They don't look that amazing. So really try to compose with the peaks towards the top of the frame and find some interesting foreground like these rocks, for instance. Also, don't be afraid to get down low. Get your camera down really low. This is how you get those shots of these amazing rocks, these colorful rocks looking up the lake. You got to get your camera down low. I could even go lower than this if I wanted to. This is pretty good though for a vertical shot. So really explore with how high your tripod is, how low your tripod is, and get in the habit of doing that, of trying to get low, trying to get high. Even just moving an inch or two one way or the other can really make a difference. Another thing is wait for the light. If you just show up somewhere and expect to get a great shot, you're not going to. It takes planning, it takes timing, and you have to make that work. You have to time it right by being in the spot at the right time. Right now, the sun is just starting to hit the peaks up there. As it's coming up, it's just starting to hit the peaks. That's the prime time right there as the sun is just starting to hit the peaks. So I better get back to work. Don't be afraid to explore also. Look around, look for different angles. Once you found that one spot you like, do it, and then look for other stuff. I saw this tree the other day when I was here and got some shots from it, and I just did another one. So don't be afraid to explore, explore, explore. That's what it's all about. It's all about looking around and looking for very specific things you can isolate and how you can capture that, just what you want to be seen, not everything else around it, but just the very minimal of what you want to be seen. So I'm going to move on. I'm going to move up the canyon here a little bit, go explore some other areas and recharge the battery on this thing because it's starting to die. So talk to you in a minute. So another trick to learn while photographing nature and landscape is know when to give up. Know when the light is gone in that location and move on. If you sit around and keep waiting, and once the light gets too high, it just gets bland. That's when you can move into the shadows and look for detailed shots of other items. Now I'm at Avalanche Gorge on the bridge, photographing up the gorge here behind me. Look at this. Isn't that cool? Moving into shadows like this can give you a lot more time to keep photographing. You still have a light source. It's almost straight up the gorge, but it's soft and muted because it's in the shade. So I'm going to keep going up here and looking for some more stuff. It's been years since I've been here. 15 years since we hiked up this, my wife and I, on our honeymoon. Well, I'm only about halfway to the lake, and crowds are piling in here. I'm kind of surprised, and the light's too high. If I get up there, it's not going to be anything good to photograph. I mean, it'll be beautiful, but the light's too high. I might find some backlit colors on some of the trees. That's part of what you're looking for when you're photographing fall colors, is try to get them backlit. That really helped make some pop. But I'm gonna go back. I'm old and out of shape, so I'm gonna turn around. I don't have it in me to go the other mile, but I'm gonna go back down onto the gorge and look for, see how the light has changed. That's another thing. Readdress things. Go back on your way out and look at how the light is different than it was when you were there earlier. And so the light having shifted just that much will make things look very much different. Well, I'm here in the Walk of the Cedars, as they call it, which is on the way to Avalanche Gorge. Got away from the crowds. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and watch for the next one. Happy trails.